Thanks for having me here. I just wanted people around here to know about what we're doing in Canowindra instead of telling people in Canowindra. That's why I asked to come here. Deep within us, don't you always feel the longing for a shelter, a place that's secure? Buffeted by heavy blows of life's losses, and days that seem empty or true. Days that seem empty or true. The world is strange notes, but the melody of life and love catches us up in its marvelous tune. When I'm on my own, I can never be the harmony that breathes with your life. Helps us all find the place we belong. Look on my life as a journey, a road winding round mountains and valleys, and vast red plains. There alongside all the precious ones who walk with me, and in front the one who leads our way. And we're all just strange notes, but the melody of life and love catches us up in its marvelous tune. When I'm on my own, I can never be the harmony that breathes with your life. Helps us all find the place we belong. We belong. So as that song suggests, I have a great passion for the power of music and creativity in general to build connections between people and to build community. And that's the driving force behind the story of Folk Canowindra. I moved to relatively music poor Central West New South Wales from music-rich country Victoria. I moved for love about 12 years ago. And when I was in Victoria, I just loved the fact that I could hear live music, go to a folk festival quite easily. And I was part of this jam session at Irish Murphy's every Sunday night for 2 years, playing Irish music. And that guy Tony up the top taught me how to play Irish guitar because he yelled the chords over his shoulder at me. And Sheila became a dear friend, a lovely Irish lady. And I just saw through that experience how music can be a great way to build friendship. I believe it so much that it came up in another of my songs, the line that says, "Art and music, food and friendship build community." And in Canowindra, obviously, we like to do it over a drop of wine or a nice coffee. And so that's, again, part of the impetus behind Folk Canowindra. I'm very grateful to Bob and Marg Craven, who started Taste Canowindra, because they have stuck with the idea of the folk club through thick and thin. And they also play some really great live music in Canowindra that I get to see. Initially, when we were first starting off in the first year, we did, well, that's a funny slide, we had an audience of 2 and 4 musicians one week, but thankfully the tide has turned over the years, and now we enjoy about 30 to 60 adults, and then kids running around in the yard outside, and they just come up and listen. These 3 guys have contributed. Dennis on the left, on that side, he keeps us honest because he's a real trad folkie, so he teaches us all about that. Lou this year was responsible for the tide turning because he agreed to be our feature act and brought a massive crowd. And Frank is here tonight because he's just been a great friend all the way along as a bush poet and contributor. And here are some of our many feature acts. We usually have a feature act for about 45 minutes and then an open mic around it. And they're friends I've dragged in from Victoria and Newcastle, around the place, and then lots of artists from the Central West. This is a good sampling of our audience. It's a great range of audience from all walks of life, and I love how Nina and her friends sit up the back each time just about, and I agree with her when she says it's wonderful to see the very small children stop their playing and stand in the doorway swaying and clapping to the music. I love that too. We've started to do a few new things in the last year, including a youth event once a year. We've just held our second youth event, where we've invited under 25-year-olds from across the region, and these guys were the feature act. They're 15 and 14, really talented performers, and they were brilliant. And We had a drumming workshop with Roscoe Welsh. He's been drumming for 50 years. So there was about 30 of us who just stepped outside towards the end of Folk Club and had a great workshop with Roscoe. And then last year I ended up biting the bullet and applying for some funding. And we were lucky to receive some funding through the CASP program and Arts OutWest. And the first special concert, which the aim is to overflow into the community from what we're doing in the Folk Club, was this singer-songwriter event. We sang together about 38 people from around the place for about 3 hours with Christina Mamoki from Sydney. There's a great age range, as you can see. And then we performed the songs at the Folk Club, and then Christina did a feature act for us. So it was a fantastic day. And at the end of this month, we're having our second CASP-funded program, which is with this fabulous couple called Oscar and Marigold. That's their stage names. And they specialise in medieval and world music. So they're going to do a long concert for us for the Folk Club, and then the next day they're going to perform in all the schools in Canowindra, which is just a great way of opening kids' eyes to what's out there. Oh, the main photo in that picture is missing. It's a fire with logs in a fire, and you know the old story, you take the log out of the fire and it gets cold and dark. And so if you are a musician or a creative person on your own, you do tend to get cold and dark. And the Folk Club for me has been a great way of keeping me alive as a musician and sharing my stuff with people and getting their feedback. It's also been a great way for friends to form and for community to be built. So I've been really excited about seeing that happen. Thanks.